Yo, what's up, everybody? My name is Nico, and I am the host of the DIY Artist Podcast. The DIY Artist is a podcast by artists for artists. I started this podcast with the intention of having real conversations, not promoting music or having artists come on and talk about their latest album, but having a real, authentic conversation about the ups, the downs, the life lessons learned about being an independent artist. And that's exactly what we've done. For the past 12 episodes, we take a look and deep dive into 12 different artists' careers, the way that they functioned, some of their own personal struggles, whether it's with mental health, kind of just the uncertainty of what music creation can be like as a career, or how people have tapped into Facebook groups, of course TikTok and Instagram and that sort of thing. So take a listen. The DIY Artist Podcast is available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and we have a dedicated YouTube channel for the DIY Artist Podcast. And by the way, the DIY Artist Podcast is brought to you by distrokid.com. I'm actually going to be talking about them in this video, more on them later, but go ahead and click the link below after you've watched this video. Take a look, subscribe, and I will see you there. I have a friend joining me today. He's a producer, multi-talented guy. He raps too, but he won't let you know, even though he's really smooth with it. His name is Mr. Javi Cruz, or Mr. Cruz for short. So welcome, Mr. Cruz.
What's good?
Yeah, man, we wanted to switch this up a little bit here, and we might integrate this with the DIY Artist Podcast and kind of just starting to brainstorm a little bit, but definitely wanted to give an opportunity to just have two consistent co-hosts, I guess, talking about things that are relevant and current events in the music industry and in the music world. So we have a couple topics that we wanted to cover that are relevant to, again, like I said, independent artists. Mr. Cruz, man, what are your thoughts on, just in general, man, like share a little bit about, since we last spoke, what has been going on with you and what are some of the things that you've been noticing in the current climate?
Bro, all right, so one of the things I've been doing a lot lately is like networking with artists, just like reaching out to people, connecting with new artists. And one of the questions that I usually ask them is like, hey, like, are you currently working on anything? Like, what projects do you got coming up? Bro, I've honestly been so impressed with how many people are responding like, oh, I don't have any albums, I'm just dropping singles, or I'm just dropping like short EPs. Because like, that's the move. I feel like it's a waste of time for like independent artists who have like a smaller fan base to like drop full-fledged albums. Like, it's just I just been super impressed with that lately, and seeing a lot more artists kind of like partaking in like those open verse challenges and stuff like that, because that's just it's almost like easy content to make. Like you should already have like a catalog, like a mental backlog of like 16s that you've written throughout the years. Like, it takes you nothing to hop on a trend real quick and then just expose yourself to your clients or to your audience.
Right. No, you said it, man. I think the stream of content, it can be challenging, but once you find like one format that you can easily duplicate and replicate, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess the creative barrier isn't so high anymore, because you've already found out what works and you just continue executing on that. And I think that's why like other channels, like non-entertainment based channels, specifically like non-creative entertainment based channels, meaning that like they're not reporting news, they're not reporting like something that's pretty routine, have a harder time putting out content, because they're constantly thinking like every video has to be a new idea, new creation, completely separate from the others. And while that can be cool, and I certainly commend people who are in a position to be able to do that, for the artist that's starting out, like you want to have some sort of parameter or rubric by which you could kind of like replicate and duplicate continuously, so you're not overexerting your creative energy into thinking of like, what can I make go viral again? I'm glad you brought that up, man. That's clutch.
Cause like how much more so, like I'll think of it like Wale is probably like one of my favorite rappers. All right.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
know that about you.
Well, I said one of my favorite current rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
But like when I discovered him, and I only discovered about him, I mean, I've known about him for years, but really kind of like diving into his stuff, that wasn't until maybe like 4 years ago. But what was great is that 4 years ago, when I was like, yo, I'm really feeling this dude, I can go to Spotify and like, boom, there's a ton of stuff already there for like me to like feast on. The same thing applies with like social media content. Like, if you're on the TikTok game, like if, for example, for me, like if I'm a producer and I want to hop on like, hey, duet this kind of challenge stuff, like if one person jumps in on it, I'm expecting that they're going to go to my page and be like, yo, I want to do it again, or I want to do some more. So just having that backlog of content there is just so important, whether it's diverse or not, like just at least have something there for people to feast on.
Well, and you do a good job at, and you mentioned this in our podcast episode, which was you take current trends and you try to apply kind of like your twist to it in the producer community. Yeah. And that's kind of a tried and true format that you don't really have to think too much about. You're kind of just like, yo, this is like the sound, this is the trend. How can I spin this into like a producer mindset? And it works, man. It's funny. It like you deliver it well. Some people have it, some people don't. I don't have it. You have it. Like the way that you deliver it. So. Like, I think it works, it works for your style of content. But even if that's not like your thing, like Russ has been doing a lot of like the behind the scenes stuff. Charlie Puth has been doing a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, and even like having people like remix it and things of that nature, reactions. I mean, that can be a way. So there's plenty of opportunities, man. I agree with you. Now, this was a great conversation that I had with Mr. Cruz about content creation and content ideas. Of course, it can be challenging to create a regular format if you haven't experimented a little bit. So I encourage you to experiment with your social media platforms. Try different content ideas. Look, I don't mind looking like a fool whenever I try to experiment with my content ideas, whether it's on IG Reels or TikTok. But the important thing is to try and execute, right? However, if you just don't have the time or you want to go ahead and put something out that is professionally made, you can go to distrokid.com. If you're not already subscribed to their service, don't worry. Distrokid.com being a distribution service and site for musicians to upload their music and distribute it to over 150 different digital streaming platforms. You can actually get started today with my discount link, distrokid.com/VIP/Nico Santana for 7% off, an already unbeatable price. For content creation, I would suggest if you've already created your song, if you've already produced your song, it's already ready to be distributed, go to Vizzy.com. Vizzy.com gives you different templates for music videos and lyric videos in some cases. There are certain templates that allow you to upload a file containing the lyrics for your song, and it will automatically generate a lyric video, believe it or not. Now, some lyric video services, as far as hiring somebody, can cost hundreds of dollars. So the fact that this is included in your yearly plan without having to pay extra for it is mind-blowing. I've used it for several visualizers in the past, but I certainly look forward to using it for a lyric video here in the near future. Much love to distrokid.com for sponsoring videos like these and the DIY Artist Podcast. And if you're interested in joining a DIY artist community, go ahead and check out my Patreon, patreon.com/Nico Santana. We have several spots available for the DIY artist tier. You could join a vibrant community of up-and-coming DIY independent artists. So make sure to check out patreon.com/Nico Santana for the DIY artist community. Hope to see you guys there. Much love. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys like this format in this video. We hope to bring Mr. Cruz as a host on the DIY Artist Podcast. So let him know how he did here in this video. And again, I hope to see you guys there at the DIY Artist channel. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. And much love, mi gente. Hasta la próxima. Peace. Bye.